guys, my name is Grace Mudoni. I come from KTI, volunteer here. Okay, I'll talk about the challenges of water in Kibera. Since we are using this and washable parts, like hapa lazima tubai maji. Mimi ubai maji like daily. So hiyo ni challenge kwangu because bado nitataka hii kitu inataka maji mob. Ndio hiyo damu. At least itoke kabisa ndio niweze kutumia hii stuff tena. So maji ni challenge kwetu. Kila mahali hata ukienda huko chini bado wanabai maji. At least huko ni 5 bob, huko kwetu ni 15 bob ama 20 bob. So like me I buy water like daily. So hiyo mimi na feel ni challenge kwangu. Maji kila time niko na stress ya maji ya niko na stress ya maji ya nyumba.
Okay, that's good. Now we are rehearsing and then now the next and then we do able rehearsal and then we pass and then the voice.
I am Sarah from Kibera Joy. When we talk about water here in Kibera, water is accessible but it's expensive. We buy at Kibera inside. Tunaishi kwa these confused houses. Utaandika sanitary towel yako nje. Watu wataogopa kuzianika nje. Sasa mtu atajua natumia reusable. So kuna hiyo pia stigma of unatumia je reusable na hii era. Unaona? So pia hiyo itakuwa challenge to some ladies. Some will want to use it na pia watauliza nini nitaitumia alafu nikifuata nikaje.
How will people talk about
so it's the stigma.
My name is Abby Chebet, the founder of the Ladies Heart Foundation, and we have our roots in Bomet County. So I'm going to talk about poverty levels. We have people prioritizing food and basic needs to basic needs as well, which include sanitary towels. We have girls who will opt to use other measures like old blankets, which is not healthy and it's not safe. We have girls who will end up sharing sanitary towels, which expose them to diseases and it's not safe for them. And yes, the commitment and the call to everyone else is to come on board so that we get a solution to period poverty.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Janet Kerubo. I am the National Officer for Scholar. I'd like to talk about something I experienced when we went to an outreach last year to a certain school. So in the midst of planning for the outreach, there was a suggestion instead of buying normal disposable parts every single day, like every time we go, we change to reusable parts like this one. So we called the school head and his feedback was something to suggest that tunawezaje tumia reusable parts at this era, and we are an organization going to donate. It's like we are looking down on them, like we are looking down on them just because we're going to donate. They feel like we're giving them something.
The lowest quality.
Yeah, something we wouldn't use. I feel like they felt like we wouldn't use that, but that's what we're giving them. So I think there's that
stigma and mentality of rich and now that's like I said, like we need to forget about the middle class mentality.
Poverty is a big problem, is a major problem in Kenya, in both the rural parts of Kenya and the urban parts of Kenya. It's diverse because people cannot afford basic needs, and so they're going to prioritize the basic needs like food, leaving out other basic needs such as sanitary towels for their girls. Interacting with girls in rural Kenya, you get to realize that they get alternatives that may result to getting infections and diseases, for instance, sharing sanitary towels, or using other measures like old blankets which are dirty and can lead them to gain these infections. Our commitment is to ensure that girls get adequate information on menstrual health and that they are able to access menstrual hygiene products whenever.
And I'm going to talk about decent work and empowerment. On empowerment, we need to empower these girls with something to do so that they are not able to depend on sanitary towel, the disposable sanitary towels. When we give them something to do, they are able to develop themselves and I am committing as Sarah Wanja to enable these girls to be empowered so that they are able to cater for themselves.
I'm Grace Mudoni from Kibera Joy. I'm going to talk about confidence in girls. So I'll talk about that in school, like mtoto ataenda shule alafu apate period and someone will laugh at her, na hiyo itamcause kutoka shule, like the girl we had alijiua juu alichekwa na wenzake, ama a chat told us something that made that feel bad. So I think ni vizuri kuongelesha kila mtu and everybody should know her rights, so ndio tupate kuwa na hiyo confidence ya mtoto hata akiwa wapi, hata kuwe wapi, boy pia anaweza mwambia, anaweza msaidia in a way. Yeah, hiyo confidence ni poa kwa kila mmoja, na hiyo itafanya tukue shule kila wakati, tukue mahali na stahili cause kuna mtu anatujali kila mahali. Thank you.
My name is Sarah from Kibera Joy, and today I'm going to focus on mentorship. I think mentorship is good to our girls because in a way we are able to talk to them and also to support them in a way that maybe they may feel they are pinned down by the society or the men in the society. So I believe that kuongea na wao itawabadilisha, wasiweze kutumika na hao vijana wa bodaboda or other boys who are wako tu hapo free kwa mtaa. So my challenge is to mentor hata wale wenye wanajiona wamejifinyilia kwa community, and I know we are going to change the community and our girls are going to be proud. Thank you.
My name is Joe Bright. I'm a male champion here in Kibera in Kenya. I want to talk about the challenges that our young girls and also my colleagues they are going through. One is access to dignity hygiene pads, and I feel that if we have partners that will embrace issues of girl child and issues also of trying to improve the situation that we are in, then in Kibera we'll be able again to see the opportunities that we have, maybe to have reusable sanitary pads for girls, and we'll be able also to save for other expenses like food and their upkeep. They'll be able to be healthy. As a male champion, even in public transport, I'm going to encourage safety champions just to consider our girls and also to support them, their fiancés, their women, and also their sisters and their daughters, just to try to understand them and also to give them opportunity now to speak about the experiences that they are going through, and also try to encourage them to talk boldly, and also to try to curb that issue of discrimination in issues of menstrual. Thank you so much.
Bring inclusivity, you know.
To have a city that is inclusive by involving everyone. People with disability have been left behind, and when we come up with maybe something of something like a parlor for people with disability, how will they be able to come to pick those sanitary towels? We need to consider that too, because someone maybe ana macho na anataka kukuja hapa Kibera Joy kupik sanitary towels. Include aje akue sure that I'll be safe even if when I'm going to pick these sanitary towels. So we've been able to tell people where we are located, and we have allies who are able to tell other people that Kibera Joy is doing this and this, and we are able to include motorbike people, the operators of matatus. We've been able to work with them by engaging them and telling them that these girls are your sisters, are your mothers, and even your daughters. So when you are handling a woman or a lady, you need to be very careful and even support them.
I'm called Christine. I'm a menstrual health management advocate. I support girls in Siaya County, a place called CSO Commitment. In my experience supporting advocacy for mental health management, I've realized most girls are not aware about friendly menstrual health products they can use, because most of them prefer using unhygienic cotton clothes for containing the blood, menstrual blood. But I realize most of them are not informed. One, I think there are different players that can come and address these challenges. One is the schools. We have the teacher's guide. I think they should initiate a program where they have education, menstrual health education, where they involve both girls and boys, educate them about menstrual health, so that the girls get educated about using hygiene-friendly products in managing their menstrual health. Two, there are this menstrual health policy that is in place. I think our leaders need to be educated more about it, so that they do more sensitization in the community, mostly in schools, work with schools to sensitize teachers to teach about menstrual health in schools. Also, teach communities, mothers and teenagers, how to make their own menstrual health products, like reusable pads. And also three, I think elected leaders like women rep, they should be more involved with the NGAF fund in supporting girls, mostly in these rural schools, because some of them are disadvantaged because of poverty. They're not able to buy pads, or some of them engage in transactional sex in order to buy pads, usable pads for their periods. So I think if they can see a way they can support schools and fund them so that these girls get these pads on a monthly basis, it can be a good initiative for them.